This conference will now be recorded.
So basically, yes, if you want to write the WebDriver code, what are all we required? Yes, we required Java in our machine. We required Eclipse editor in our machine. Okay, we required Java. We required Eclipse editor. We required Eclipse editor in our machine. Okay, next we have to download the uh, jar file, right? Selenium Java jar files, and we also have to download the Chrome driver jar files. Where from where we can download these? We can download these jar files from our selenium.hp.org. So I think most of you guys are done with the configuration and all at that time. You guys practiced also. That's why I'll take you to like a two. Right. Click on downloads. So first of all, you have to download this Java. Okay, Java latest version, because here you have to download any one of the WebDriver language bindings. So based on your language. So since we guys are using Java, I can download this Java download. Okay, right. So once you click on the downloading, so your file is about to download. See, what is the folder name? This is the folder name, right? So please, just if you have any doubts, you guys ask me. Yes, this folder is going to be downloaded. Okay, once you click on WebDriver Java download button, immediately this file will be downloaded. Okay, zip folder. The zip folder will be downloading. You have to unzip it. Just right click and say this extract to Selenium. So unzip the folder. So this is your unzip folder. If you open the folder, you will see some files inside. Let it be. Don't do anything with this. Let it be. This is the first thing. Okay, unzip your folder. Download the folder. You can get the zipped folder. Just unzip it. Unzip the folder. Right? You have to unzip it. Okay, keep it there. Next, what we have to download? Next, we have to download the Chrome driver. Okay. First time now, let you know, right? So whereas Selenium will support Firefox, Chrome, IE and all. So first of all, let us discuss with Chrome. Let us discuss with Chrome. Okay, so for that, what you supposed to do? You supposed to download the Chrome browser. Okay, browser drivers. Now we have downloaded WebDriver jar files. Next, we have to download browser drivers. So where browser driver is available here. Open this, click on browsers. Yes, Chrome. Go to Chrome, click on documentation. If you click on the documentation, yes. So from here you have to download the Chrome driver. But there is one condition. So which version of Chrome driver you have to download? So current version of Chrome browser you are using in your machine. So first, before going to download this, just to find out what is the Chrome version you are using. Okay, that you know, right? How to verify the Chrome version. So here you will see set a burger button. If you click on that, you will see help. Click on about Google Chrome, you will see. Okay, I'm using little old one 74 version only. But you should remember you have to download Chrome driver version which should match with your browser version. Okay, let us say we are using Chrome browser, Google Chrome 74.5 in 75 in our system. If we are trying to download 81, 82, it will not be done. Okay. So whatever the Chrome driver that we are going to download from here, it should match with that version should match with Chrome browser we are using in the system. Okay, by default here you will see only latest two versions. If you see the older versions, you just click on downloads option so that you will be able to see the older version. 77 downloading, that's it. But this is the main condition you should remember. Otherwise, if you can download the wrong version and when you are trying to run the test, you will see an error message. So this particular browser does not support submachine. So what should match here? Whatever the browser, Chrome browser you are using in your machine version, plus whatever the Chrome driver jar file that you are going to download from this website should match. Okay, yes. Okay, now this is a downloaded one. Yes, I have downloaded both. I have downloaded both, and this is also zip folder. I have downloaded both, and I have maintained both with one place. Okay, let me go to V drive. See, this is my WebDriver folder, and this is my Chrome driver. So while downloading, you should get this only Chrome driver Win32 downloading version zip folder only. You have to unzip it. Right? I am ready. Okay, right. Keep these two things in a folder. Yes. I have downloaded WebDriver jar files. I have downloaded Chrome also. Now, what next? Let us. We are ready with Java. We are ready with Eclipse. We are ready with the downloaded WebDriver Java related jar files, and we are ready with the Chrome driver jar file. So these are enough to start with the Selenium WebDriver development process. Any questions so far? Right. So we discussed all this earlier. Just I'm going through this here jar files. Okay, we are downloaded the jar files. Everything is ready. Now what we are going to do is now we have to integrate WebDriver with our Selenium project or Java project. So for this, create a Java project. Okay. F11, F12. Okay, what I did here, okay, I'm using a workspace, F12 workspace. Can I rename it here? Okay, just I created a one workspace, F11, 12 workspace together. I just have created one workspace here. So now what I will do is same workspace. I'm going to use the same workspace to create a project for Selenium also. First, you have to create a Java project in your workspace. Okay. So first, you have to open your Eclipse editor and you have to create one project. Then we are going to configure our WebDriver with the project. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to add a one project. So we have a project. This is which we have created for Java program. Whenever we discuss Java programs, we created, right? All these are Java programs project. Let it be. Now I'm going to create a new project. Yes, we can have more than one project, right? Yes, we can have more than one project in our workspace. So now I'm going to create a new project. Let me name it as our project name is. I'm going to new Java project file, new Java project. My project name is Selenium. Selenium project. Clear? Finish. You guys know how to create a project here. So I now actually we created a separate project for Selenium programs. Okay, yes. Now project is ready. I just opened my Eclipse editor. I have created a project in Eclipse editor. Now what we are going to do, we have to configure WebDriver with this project. So far, there is no relation. There is no relation between your Java project and the WebDriver. Right? So now we are going to create that relation. So what to do here? Whatever the WebDriver jar files we have downloaded, right? So here we have downloaded WebDriver related jar files. Here, yes, we have to add these jar files with our Java project. Correct? You remember this, all this. Or try to recollect what we have done earlier. Okay, now, yes, in order to configure WebDriver with my Eclipse, so what I'm going to do is, first I have created one project in the Eclipse, and now I'm going to perform the steps. I'm going to perform the steps to configure WebDriver with your Java project. So in this, the first step should be, see, if you want, I'll go step by step. If you want, you can write down the steps, or you can note down in notepad or whatever it may be. So navigations, or you can write down, take pen and paper, you can write down on this. So first, step one, create a new project in the workspace. Then right click on the project. You should right click. You should right click on the project. Then we should select an option, build path, configure build path. See, now is a WebDriver is a built-in one with Java? No. WebDriver jar files are external
We are not getting your voice.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me now? Sorry, I got disconnected. Okay. Where we are? Yeah, we are talking about this configuration process, right? So right click, say build path, configure build path. So whenever you are going to add any external jar files, you're supposed to do this. Okay, right. Now go to libraries. Select libraries. Select libraries one and click on add external jars. Because these are external jar files, right? Which are external jar files. Yeah, guys, am I audible to you?
Sir,
Yes, okay, right. Now, yes, we have to follow these steps to add this. Okay, we have to follow these steps to add the step, right? Okay. Right. Now, what we are supposed to do is yes, click on add external jar files. Okay, go to libraries, open the library. Now configure. As of now, it's empty. The libraries are very important empty. Now, whatever the jar files, WebDriver jar files we have, we are going to add those jar files to our project. Click on add external jars. And so open the folder. We have downloaded the folder, right? Selenium Java folder. So go to that folder, Selenium Java folder, open that folder. Inside this, total you will find 7 jar files. So total count will be 7. If you can open this folder, Selenium Java folder, you will find 7 jar files. 2 are here and 5 are inside this zip folder. Add them. So Control A, save open. Immediately, those 5 jar files can be added to your project. And the remaining 2 are there, right? So I'm going to repeat the same step again to add remaining 2 jar files. Right. Total, there are 7 jar files are here. Clear? You should perform this step. Then only your WebDriver is going to be integrated with the project, your Selenium project, and then only you will be able to write our WebDriver code. Clear? These steps. Okay, add external jars and add all the jar files, 7 jar files, whatever you have. Say apply and do OK. Right. So perfect. Now, if you click on the Selenium project, you will see a reference libraries, Java file. Okay, right. Now you can. I don't want this. So now close all your Java related files because now we are going to start with WebDriver. No need of all this. Right. Now, yes. And you know, this is the application we started using, right? So, adopt an application. Okay, this is application we are going to use. And here, that time only I told you, So first, we are using this Adaptin application for learning the concepts. Okay, and after that, first of all, you should practice all the concepts on Adaptin application. After that, you must apply these concepts on your manual project application. Right? So we are going to automate our project only, same project. Whatever the project you guys used for manual testing, so the same project we are going to automate here. The same one we are going to automate. So now what you supposed to do first? I will explain the concepts. I'll show you the concepts in the Adaptin application. I'll take Adaptin, Amazon, different applications. But first, what you should do, whatever the concept that I'm going to discuss in the session meeting. So you have to practice that concept on Adaptin application. Then you have to apply the concept on your project. Okay, same whatever the project you did, manual project, you have to apply on same project. The same application we are going to automate with the help of Selenium. Right? So I hope you remember which project you worked on, what is the name of the project you worked on, manual testing and all. I hope you remember all this. So because you have to practice, you are going to practice and project at a time. Here we are learning at the same time we are going to build our automation project. Clear? But this is the application, guys. I hope you have this link with you. If not, also no problem. I will copy this in the chat. You guys can take it from the chat. Okay. You guys can take it the chat. And Harish are you there?
Yes, sir.
You know, ఇది ఒకసారి జస్ట్ వాళ్ళ వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో కూడా ఈ లింక్ కాపీ చేయండి. You also note down.
చేసాం సార్.
I just copied.
ఓకే సార్, చేసాం.
Right,
Okay,
I just copied it in the chat. So let them take and you also do from your side.
ఓకే సార్.
And also Harish, update the attendance.
సార్,
Attendance update చేయండి. Like
ఓకే సార్.
for tracking. Okay, after the session or whatever it may be, it track the attendance.
ఓకే.
Yes. Now, yes, right. This is required. This is application. This application is for booking a hotel. So now you right how we have applications for booking the train tickets, bus tickets, hotels, movies. Adaptin is a group. It's a group. Adaptin is a group. Group of it's having a group of hotels at different cities. So yes, with the help of this Adaptin application, you can book the hotel. You can book a hotel from available cities. So for this, first you should get registered. The new user registration form is there, guys. First of all, you should get registered with this form, new user registration form. Okay, now you first get registered. Click on this. So provide your username. I think you might have did all this. I remember some of you did this, right? Okay, at the time when we discussed this in earlier. So please, if not, register yourself. Okay, create a username and password. Okay, username and password. Confirm password. Email address. You have to provide a valid email ID because the verification, your registration verification link will be sending to your email. Okay, so do this process. Now, yes, come back to login. First of all, you have to log into this application. So world, okay, this is my application. Username and password. Okay, so after the registration process, you just log into the application. Okay, you just log in. You can log into the application and you can write the code. For login, you have to write the code. Search hotel. So here you are going to search for the hotel. So these are all the drop-down lists. So what you have to do if you want to book a hotel, first of all, you have to search for the hotel. So you have to provide some location name, Sydney, hotel name. These are all called what? Drop-down list. These are all called drop-down list. Okay, how many number of rooms you want. You have to enter check-in date, check-out date. Okay, you have to adults per room. So check-in, check-out is text boxes only, right? These are the text boxes only. Search. Then these are the listable radio buttons. Okay. Now this is how complete the flow. So right, you take the URL, and Harish also will copy the URL into your WhatsApp group. Open that URL. With the help of URL, open the application, navigate through the application. Last time, I think you guys have identified what are the functionalities are there and all. We have booking process. Okay, change password. Okay, book itinerary. All these details. Clear? Now, let's see how to write at this stage. Let's see how to write the code for login screen. Okay. This is my login page and how to write the code for login. So this what type of web element is this, guys? For username, we are using a web element, right? What it is called? Is it called what? Text box, right? So generally, you go with any application. These are the list of, generally we will call them as web elements, the fields or options. But in terms of Selenium, we are going to call them as options, not options, web elements. We are going to call them as web elements. So in application design, generally we are going to see the below web elements. Text boxes. Okay, usually. Please let me know if anyone of you may don't know how the web element will be. I will explain you. Okay, so text boxes are like this. These are called text boxes, guys. Text boxes means where the box will be there. All you may take any login screen. For Gmail login screen, Facebook login screen, Twitter login screen, for any login screen. Our application, your webmail, it will ask for username and password where you can enter username and password within the boxes, right? So those boxes are called text boxes. Okay. And what are the other web elements we can see? Drop down list. Okay, we will see one by one. We are going to discuss how to handle text boxes, how to handle drop down list one by one. First, I am trying to write all the web elements, list of web elements which we are going to see in a web application design. Okay, we are going to see drop down list, and we have text boxes, we have drop down list. Next one is what else, ma? Buttons, push buttons, push buttons. Okay, we have push buttons also, right? We have push buttons. Push buttons means Hope you know. These are called push buttons. You are going to click on this button, right? This is called push button. Right. Next, we have links. You know what is a link? Let's say your forgot password is a link. So when you go and click on a link, some new page will open. Okay, and here go back to login page again, it is a link. Forgot password functionality is also there. You have change password is there, forgot password is there. We are going to write the test. Okay, after second, third class, you are able to write test script. You are able to write WebDriver test for all the basic web elements. Okay, go back to login page. Okay, this is links. Okay, we are going to handle the links. Next, we are going to handle the radio buttons. Radio buttons. You know radio buttons, right? So circle with a drop down. Okay, probably instead of log into application, let me open desktop. So yes, these are called radio buttons, right? Hope you know this. Circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, sometimes you may come across these type of web elements also. Okay, right. In application design, all these are we are using in the application design. And the next checkboxes. You guys know what is checkbox? Checkbox. Checkboxes. You will see a square. Okay, you will see a square in which you are going to put a tick mark, right? Hope you remember. Yes or no, guys? Checkbox. Hope you know this. So generally, I agree terms and conditions. Usually, we will see checkboxes. One small box will be there. Inside this, you are going to put a tick mark. So even checkboxes are available in our application. If you open adopt in this even checkboxes also available. Going forward, we will see. Well, checkboxes and date pickers. We can see some web elements to pick the date. Calendar. Date picker means calendar. Okay, scroll bar. What is scroll bar? Yes, if you want to move your application, so we are going to use scroll bar. If you want to move the application, we are using the scroll bar. Okay, let's say I want to open the code here. Or any what scroll bars, we are using the scroll bars. Okay, once we start with the new class, we are using the scroll bar here, right? So scroll bars are all required. So web elements. First, we will see the basic. These are the basic web elements: text boxes, drop-down list, links, radio buttons, check boxes. First, we will see how to handle this. Clear? So my first scenario, yes. Now I'm going to prepare Selenium script. Design a Selenium WebDriver script for adopting login. Okay, so this is our first task. So from each and every from every task, I'm going to introduce a new web element, and we are going to see how to handle a new web element. Okay, so here our target is this. our target is this. First, what are the steps you have to perform? Serious, if you want to do this manually, okay, so there is an application called Adaptin application is there. You have been asked to log into this application. So what are the steps you will write? First, what is our first step, guys? What is our first step here? What is we supposed to do?
URL, sir.
Your task is you have to write a test case. Asking about manual test case. You have to check. You have to log into the application.
Open the URL in Google Chrome.
Yes. First, to open the browser first. Okay. So your first step is open
So
the
sorry for
browser.
late, sir. I came, sir, now.
Okay, Praveen. Good.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. So first you should open the browser. Okay. So open the browser. Then open the application. Yes. Then open the application using provided URL provider. So first let us see the steps. Then I'm going to show you how to perform the same steps using Selenium. Okay, here we want to first let's open with the Chrome browser. Okay. First, let's find out the steps. Let's write the steps in manual process. Then we can try to automate those steps. Okay, first to open the Chrome browser. After that, open your application, Adaptin application home page using the URL, whatever the URL provided. There is some URL, right? Adaptin portal app, some URL is there. Yes, with the help of a URL, we can open the application. Right. Good. Next, what is third step? We have to enter valid, enter a valid username. Okay, next we have to enter valid password. Then click on login. Yeah, login only. Yes. So these are our test steps. Now we are going to automate the same steps. We are going to automate the same steps here with the help of Selenium. Okay. Now go to WebDriver. Select your project. Right click. Say new. Okay. Let me create a package inside this. Okay. My package name is like Selenium. Then let me create a class. New class. Class name is, okay, this is my first scenario about login string. I can name it as Adaptin underscore log. As you know the rules. What are the rules we should follow to create a class? So, yes. We need main. This is, what is this called? Public static void main is called what? Yes, guys. This is called what? Public static void main is called a main method, right? What is the use of main method? Execution. Use of main method is for execution. Mahesh is there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Monica is there. Vijayalakshmi. Right. So finish. Yes. This is the point. Okay. Right. Now, yes, your main method is there. Now your class is ready. Our class is ready. So now we can write the code. What is the first line? First, which step has to be automated? This particular step has to be automated. Open the Chrome browser. Okay, we have to open Chrome browser. This step should automate. So I'm going to write here. If you remember, you guys can tell the code. System dot set property set property. This key value is WebDriver. We should write WebDriver dot Chrome. What is this? Okay, which browser you are using? If you are using Chrome browser, we should write Chrome here. Or if you are using Firefox browser, we should write Gecko here. Chrome WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. Okay, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. And here, what we have to copy here? We have to copy the path where my WebDriver file is located. So we have downloaded a WebDriver file, right? Yes. My WebDriver file is located in E drive, Selenium, Chrome driver. We should write this path. Simple. Copy the path. You should provide the path from where the downloaded Chrome driver will be accessed. And here one more thing is, it should be in double slashes. So by default, you will get only one slash, but you should give two slash. First slash, second slash. Then this is the folder, and my file name is Chrome driver.exe. That's it. Okay. This is our first step. So in this step, what I am trying to do, I am trying to provide the details of, this is fixed statement. Only what should change here, browser name should change, here browser path should change. So here I am trying to create an instance for Chrome driver, and this is a path where Chrome exe file is available. Now I am going to, this step is compulsory, man. Okay, you can if you can write this step one time, no problem. In every program, you can use this. So what is this step? First step, this step we are trying to perform this for what? To open the browser. Okay, so WebDriver is a class. You know, it's a predefined class which requires some object. So WD and new Chrome driver. Yes, we are trying to access WebDriver with what? We are trying to access WebDriver with Chrome. So it will ask you to import. If here after typing WebDriver, If you see this import option means the configuration was done proper. Right. Import. Perfect. Now, yes, step 1 is completed. Open the browser. What is step 2? We have to open the application. See, now in WebDriver, methods are provided. Okay, now we are trying to launching the application. Yes, in WebDriver, there is a method called get method. Okay, so what is the reference? What is the object we have created here? What is the object we have created for WebDriver class? What is the name of the object?
WD, sir. WD.
WD. So I just created WD, an object called WD for a class. Here WebDriver is a class, WD is an object, new is a keyword. Okay, Chrome driver is a browser name. So here WD object created to access with the help of WD, we can access all the methods. So WebDriver class consists of different methods. Launching the browser, get method, get title method, get attribute method, get text method, select by visible text method. So many methods are already predefined methods. So a collection of predefined methods are stored into a WebDriver class, which we are using for automation process. So here, you know very well, if we want to access the methods of any class, we should create an instance for it. So that instance has been created here. Now I'm trying to access the methods. Put your object name and put a dot. So all these are the methods. All these are different methods are available in WebDriver class. We are going to using some of them. We are going to use some of the methods. Okay, whatever the methods are available, slowly one by one. We are using the methods one by one. Clear? Any questions? Right. So now WD dot find element. Okay. Now, actually here, remember, no. This is get method. Yes. If you want to launch the web application, there is a predefined method, get method. WD dot get and copy the URL here. Whatever the application URL is there, you can copy. That's it. That's it. So here, WD is our instance dot get method. So in WebDriver, there is a predefined method called get method. We are using this get method to launch the application. So this is fixed. Whatever, if you want to open whatever the application it is, need not to be WebDriver adapting application. It may be X application, it may be Y application, or it may be
Sir, I'm
Z
not able to hear your answer.
Sorry, who is this? Hello, it's somebody saying something, right? Harish?
Sir, Soundarya
ఇప్పుడు
channel. Soundarya.
ఎవరో సౌందర్యానా? What is
Soundarya.
your doubt? Yeah, okay. Soundarya, you want to ask anything? So, okay, fine. So we have to launch the web. This is a get method, guys. You want to launch any web application, Amazon application, Facebook application, Flipkart application. Only thing is you have to change the URL. That's it. Only URL has been changed. Clear? Now, what next? we have to enter username here. Okay, we have to enter user name. We have to enter user name. So for username, so what is the web element? Right. So username is this. And remember, Selenium can identify a web element based on what? Locators. So this is a very important question in interviews as well. The question will be this. How does Selenium WebDriver will identify a web element? How does Selenium WebDriver will identify a web element from a web page? Clear? This is the question. Yes. Who can answer to this question? Who can answer to my question? You guys know the answer? Yes. Answer will be okay. I got answer from one person. Yes. I'm expecting answers from others who have attended Selenium classes earlier in our office. Everyone. Vijayalakshmi attended, Mahesh attended, Saundarya also attended, Vinita also attended, Aikram
With
also
ID.
attended. First to answer. There is a name, specific name for that.
Find element.
Find element is a method. Okay, with the help of find element, it will identify. Very good. But based on what?
Locator.
Very good. Locators. Okay, yes, I got the answer from Pravalika. ID name is there, Gopinath, correct, but it's a locator. Basically, first we have to call them as locators. Very good. Answer for this question is yes. Very important, guys. This would be the first question. If you don't answer to this question, they don't want to continue. Okay. So Selenium WebDriver can identify a web element based on web element locators. This should be the answer. Based on the locators, based on web element locators. And each web element may have one or more locators from the below. Right here, you should write the locators. What are the different locators are available, guys? What are the locators are available? Name, right? Name is ID. So, right, definitely. So, your web element can have any of these locators. I'm not saying that your web element we can have all these element locators. Maybe some of this for sure. XPath will be sure for every web element, guys. So XPath, name, ID, XPath. So some web elements may have name, some web elements may have ID, but XPath will be there for each and every web element. So name, you can write your script. Okay, whenever you now same for login screen. Somebody can write using name. Somebody can write using ID. Somebody can write XPath. Okay. But name will be there, ID will be there, XPath will be there. What else? Linked text. But linked text is exclusively for links. So only link. Whenever you want to handle a link, then only you can apply linked text. You will not see linked text for common drop down lists and text boxes. Linked text will not be available. Okay. Next we have class name. So these are all mandatory thing. Major things are this name, ID, XPath. Most of the times we are using. Okay. Other apart from this, class name will be there. CSS selector will be there, and type will be there, or HTML tag. Your HTML tag is also one locator. But 100% we are able to, you take any application, we are able to write test script by using 4 of them. No doubt about it. Because XPath will be available, usually XPath will be available for this. Maximum times we are using the name, ID, XPath. These are as the locators. Clear? So we will see all this. If see, and one more thing is, it's not compulsory for every web element to have all the locators. But some web elements may have all of the locators. Some web elements may have only some of them, and some web elements may have only one of them, and some web elements may be having none of them, but rare cases, because at least one XPath will be there for sure. Clear? But here I am not saying that. So these are the locators which are available for every web element. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this. These are the possible locators based on what we can identify a web element. So if any of the locator is available for a web element, you are able to write the script. Clear? So at least one is available. If at least one of these locator is available also, you are able to write Selenium script. Any questions? Very important. Now let's find out. Let's see for what are the locators from the list. What are the locators are available for our web application? How to find out the locators? Yes, guys. How to find out the locators here? You forgot the steps or what? Inspect, right? Okay, first you have to select the web element, right click, inspect. Okay, if you click on inspect, so this page will open. So here you will see the locator. See, in tag name is there, type is there, username is there, ID is there, right? ID is available, text is, class is also available. So for this name and ID is available. If you want to know the XPath of it, you can right click. How to know the XPath? So you are not going to see the XPath by default. So you will see only this HTML tag. Right click on the tag, copy XPath. That XPath also you can copy here. You can copy on the notepad. Right, this is XPath. Clear, you can use. You can write on ID, you can write on name, you can write on XPath. Okay, this is for username. If I want to know the password, select this arrow button, place the cursor on password. See, for password also, name is available, ID is available. But what is the basic criteria to select this is better to select a locator which have a unique value. If you go for username and password, see, username and password both are having class. Okay, but this class value is same or different. See, for if you take some web elements, look, some web elements, your locator value may be the same. You should not take this. You should take a locator which has a unique value. Okay, so if you take class, so you will be in confusion. See, class is a locator for username and also for password. Of course, class name is also same. Don't take it. If you find a locator, same locator with the same value in both the web elements, don't consider it. Which one should be considered? A locator with a unique value. Okay, even for login button. Yes, for login also name is available, ID is available. Fine. XPath also, you know how to get the XPath. Okay, I want to write with the name and ID. Okay, I want to use name. Perfect. Go to your script and write. WD dot, here we are using a method, find element method, to identify a web element by. Here you should specify. We are trying to identify a web element by name. Okay, you can write. If you want to identify by name, you can write by dot name. If you want to identify by ID, you can write by dot ID. If you want to identify by XPath, you can write by dot XPath. By name, what is the name? What is the name here? Already we have seen the name inside, right? So name is username. Dot. Okay. Now, yes, your web element was identified, but we have to give some input, right? We have to give some input value to this. So whenever you want to give some input value to a text box, what is the method name that we are using, guys?
Send keys.
Send keys, right? Send keys. Okay, you send it. If you want to give any input value to a text box, we are using send keys method. Send keys. This is fixed. This is defined by Selenium only. World 2020 is my username. Next, we have to enter the password. Okay, it should be double. And send keys. This is your web element locator. Only two things will change here. Your locator name will value change and your input value will change. That's it. Rest of the code is fixed. Okay, now I want to write for password. So since that is also a text box, right? Password is also a text box. I'm going to copy the step, enter password. Here we can change this to password. How do you get this value? Simple. Locators you opened already, right? We opened the locators. From here you can get the password value. Name is password. But your whatever the locator value you are going to write in the script should be as it is in here. Let us say here password, everything in lowercase. If by mistake, if I can write any of the letter in uppercase or what, it will not recognize. And my password is also same. My username password is same only. Now I want to click login button. Same every step I'm going to identify. Automatic wd dot find element by the name login. Yes. What is the method? Does it require any input value?
Dot click.
Dot click, right? Only we should click on it. That's it. No need of any input value for login button. Just you have to click. You have to click. So this, if you remember these methods, enough. Okay. In case of text box, we are using send keys method to give an input. In case of buttons, if you come across such buttons, login, submit, reset, search something, you're supposed to use click. That's it. So in today's session, we discussed how to open the browser, how to launch the application, and how to handle text boxes, how to handle buttons. So now run your test. Right, perfect. We are in. So now we prepared script for login. Any questions? Right. So in tomorrow's session, I will show you how to handle the drop downs, how to handle the links, how to handle the checkboxes, how to handle the radio button, how to handle the pop-ups. With this, you are able to now, my third session, you are able to automate the entire flow. Okay, no doubt. రేపటి సెషన్ తర్వాత after tomorrow session, you are able to develop automation flow, Selenium flow for entire application. How many of you did this earlier? But maybe in office system or my personal system, so you guys did. Okay. So right, I think some of you did because we discussed all this at that time only. After tomorrow session, that's it. After tomorrow session, you guys are able to write the script for entire application flow. Right.